Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Education. I'm Dr. Jon Kopko, Superintendent of the East Brunswick Public Schools, and your host for the program. Today my guests are, first of all, Dr. Evelyn Ogden, who is our Deputy Superintendent of Schools, and Mr. Donald Hewins, who is our Director of Sports Services. And we're going to be discussing with both of them today the remarkable changes that are taking place in our school system due to the many construction projects and the renovations that are taking place. And Don, since you're the coordinator of this whole operation, I'd like you to begin with an overview of what's taken place in each school and what lies ahead for each of the schools as well. And I'd like to begin with the elementary portion.
Okay. We'll start with the elementary, Bow Monroe. That building turned out to be one of the most exciting changes probably of all the elementary schools. We ended up with a new front entrance to the building, new entrance hall, 3 new small group rooms, a new computer room, renovated media center, and a new front drive. The front drive was compliments of the state in coordination with the widening of the Route 18 project. Central School was next with an addition off to the rear of the building. That space turned into 3 small group rooms, a new computer room, and a renovated media center. Chittick School was probably the most challenging of all of our endeavors, because we had exactly 3 days to literally empty 22 classrooms and a media center, put all of that into an all-purpose room so we could begin literally gutting the entire building. That space, for the 3 loft areas, we were able to create 12 enclosed classrooms. 10 additional classrooms were renovated. A new computer room was created. The media center was renovated. And currently we're under construction for 6 classrooms. That addition is presently scheduled to come online somewhere around the middle of February. Irwood School was our next project. In that building, we put a small addition on to the rear of the building with 3 small group rooms, a new computer room, renovating the media center, and while that was all taking place, we added a new roof to the building. Memorial School was an addition to the left side of the building. That included 2 new classrooms, one of which can be converted into 2 small group rooms if needed. We also added a computer room and renovated the media center. Frost and Warnsdorfer are identical buildings, and there we had identical renovations and additions taking place. The former loft areas were converted into enclosed classrooms, and to the rear of both Frost and Warnsdorfer we have major additions going on. Those additions include a new media center, 4 new classrooms, small group rooms, and a new restroom package. Once completed, the former media center will be converted into an art room, and the current art room will revert back to its original function as storage rooms in both cases. Both Frost and Warnsdorfer are anticipated to come online sometime in the middle of February.
Well, it's not at all surprising that you've had quite a busy summer. Maybe we'll do it again next summer.
Thank you.
But if you could also provide our audience with some of the improvements that are taking place in the secondary schools as well.
For additional challenges, Smith School, we had 4 classrooms there, and this is the Smith Annex to Churchill. They were converted into science rooms for the 8th grade students. At East Brunswick High School, the existing media center is currently under renovation with existing space and expansion that will include more space for the media center, a new computer lab, and a television broadcast studio. All of these will be connected to the existing computer rooms in Building 8. And again, that's expected to come online somewhere around the middle to the end of February. Secondly, a new centralized heating system has been installed in the newly created room that backs up to the gym. The new system, which includes 3 gas furnaces, will replace 8 separate boiler rooms that have provided oil heat over the years for the school. The old boiler rooms will then be converted into storage rooms, which the building desperately needs. Hammarskjöld School. That's probably our largest addition taking place at the present time. This project will really change the entire look of the building. During the summer, the parking lot was reconfigured and expanded in preparation for the construction of the largest addition. It included lights and spaces for 114 cars. When completed, this addition to the building will add on 11 new rooms, including 4 classrooms, 2 special education rooms, 1 new science room, 1 new art room, and 3 new technology classrooms, in addition to restrooms. The project is expected to come online somewhere around the end of August and be ready for student occupancy in September of '98. Because of the magnitude of this project, the number of buildings involved, it's probably been my most challenging and exciting year since I've been here.
Well, the facility improvements alone are very exciting, but what's even more significant is the impact that all of these construction projects are going to have on our program and ultimately the students who attend the schools here. And Evelyn, I'm going to ask you to explain why did we need these changes in our facilities?
Well, since 1990, we've added more than 1,100 students to the district. That's equal to almost the size of Churchill Junior High School in terms of population. So we're becoming more and more overcrowded, particularly at the elementary, which necessitated some students being bused to schools outside of their own area, and really maximizing class size, and in some cases going beyond what we consider a reasonable class size. Large classes are not what we really want in East Brunswick, and of course it always has a negative effect on education when you get beyond a certain point. In the area of technology, because of the overcrowding, we really were not able to bring technology into our buildings in any meaningful kind of way, particularly at the elementary level. East Brunswick has fewer computers than the state average in schools, and fewer than even in Middlesex County, which is one of the lowest. So the renovations have provided us with the opportunity of space, getting students back in their own schools where they've had to move, and when they're all completed, Warnsdorfer and Frost reducing class size to a much more reasonable level.
Well, certainly the new computer labs in the elementary schools will have a major effect on the instructional process. How will we be using those computer labs?
Well, the computer labs are really part of the libraries. Our vision really is to have a major information center. This is the skill, what students will be doing from now and into the future more than anything else, is doing research, working on projects. We just didn't have the room for that. So our technology, or computer labs as they're commonly known, are really an integral part of an expanded library. And the libraries themselves have been expanded. With that, the curriculum has also changed and been modified to involve much more in the way of research, and also of involving students in learning how to really use effectively the tools that technology gives them for maximizing learning.
Well, we're very fortunate today to have a tape of a lesson taught by media specialist Beth Berzankis over at Irwin School, and we're going to take a look at that tape now.
I want you to know what each one means before we go in and make our letter. We are going to make a letter. The next one is for opening something. You highlight something, you want to open it. There you go. Save is for saving, but are we going to use that button today?
No.
No. Print is for printing. We will not be printing today, but later in the week, if time allows, you might be one of the students that will print your assignment that I'm going to give you. Then you see scissors. It says cut. Anybody can explain for me what cut means?
I'm guessing that it's like you highlight one thing and with your clicker and you can put it
Okay. Partially. He said you highlight something with your clicker, but your mouse. You can highlight, hold and highlight, and then you can put it somewhere else. Sort of, but if I push cut, is it going to put it somewhere else? What do you think it's going to do instead?
It's going to cut it out.
Cut it out like a pair of scissors. As if it's cut. If you had a piece of paper, you have something, you want to cut it out, it's going to cut it out. Now, if we did want to do what he said, it will do that too. All you have to do is move your, remember I talked about the cursor, the blinking black bar? You have to move down to where you want it located on the blinking black bar, and you would go up to the paste button, push paste, and it would come back, and it would paste it where you had designated it should go. How many of you now know what the words cut and paste mean? A lot of you have heard those terms, just like word processing, you've heard them as you've been in computers, but you really didn't know what people were talking about. Well, we're going to start now, and we're going to make a letter. But we don't want a plain old ordinary letter. That's what we have. We want one with letterhead, which means we want a picture across the top. So, you will note on your menu that's in the gray box in the middle of your screen, several of you have white boxes, but it still shows you a picture of a letter. You will note that the little dot right beside without letterhead is blackened. And there is a box around the words without letterhead. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
We would like the one above that that says with letterhead to be blackened. Take your mouse, point your arrow at the little white dot beside the word with, click once. If you have done this, you will see that the sample at the bottom will change. Did everybody click on with letterhead? Anybody have a question? So, everybody's should end up looking exactly as it began. Did everybody find books?
Yes.
Everybody ready to go?
Yes.
Click on the words, okay. And there you have your stationery.
Seeing the children so engrossed in learning really makes, really all of the planning and work involved worthwhile. We also have a project going on at the high school right now, which is quite a significant project. And Evelyn, I would like you to share with the audience the educational implications of the renovations that are taking place at East Brunswick High School.
First, I need to draw a comparison between what we have currently and what we will have after, hopefully, the middle or end of February. For a large high school, and certainly a high school of the caliber that we have, the media center was very, very small. And in addition to that, within that, we only had 6 stations for students to be able to access information across the world for more than 1,700 students. With the renovation, we'll have 36 computers on the floor of the media center. And in the evening, which is one of the most exciting things, that we plan on opening the library several nights a week, students will have access to well over 100 computer stations, all of them linked to the world's library. And that's really what makes this project so significant. It's not just a matter of expanding the 4 walls of the library. You're really expanding that library to incorporate the world. Whether students come in and take a virtual walk through the Louvre, do teleconferencing with consultants from across the world, do the research that's a critical part of so much of our curriculum. This is really the educational piece that makes the renovations and the provision of the equipment come alive.
In addition to these very visible, obviously, changes, there are also some that are not as apparent. And could you tell us about those?
Well, you can have a lot of computers places, but if they're really going to connect with and make the library the world, they will have to be connected together. And that requires a great deal of stuff that you don't see when you walk into a room. We've put in more than 200 miles of cabling within the schools themselves. That's the distance from here to the White House. We've wired every classroom in the district so that a computer can be moved from one location to another, and from any one of those ports, students will be able to go out to the internet, and the staff as well. In addition, linking those schools together becomes a critically important piece, and we will be in the process now of stringing 19 miles of fiber throughout East Brunswick. Over that, we're going to be running something called ATM, asynchronous transfer mode, better known as ATM, but it's not one of the machines that you get cash out of. which will allow us to bring video, voice, and data to any one of those workstations. We also have a broadcast capability between schools, which will also allow for sharing of all sorts of programs and possibly sharing of instruction. Possibility also of sharing instruction with other schools, both in New Jersey and across the country. One of the most interesting things that we're doing as part of this ATM network is that the public library in East Brunswick will be part of it. So while students will be able to access our resources during the day from the school, all students will be able to also come here in the evening and access the facility. Plus the community at large will be able to share our software and CD-ROMs and use this also as an expanded hub for learning. And that's really the basis of all of our technology, and what drives our vision is that technology does not exist just to have technology, but it's really a basic tool for learning.
I'd like to thank you both for being here today with us, and beyond that, I'd really like to express my personal appreciation for the work, the effort, the dedication, the commitment of time to this project, and also the gratitude of this entire community and the almost 8,000 students who will be really the recipients of this wonderful facilities and technology and the opportunities that come along with that. So thanks to both of you. To our audience, I'd like to thank you for watching and hope you'll be back again next month. And in the meantime, on behalf of everyone associated with the East Brunswick Public Schools, we'd like to wish you and your families a very happy Thanksgiving.